Hello again, everybody. Zack Attack is here with my Ring of Honor New Japan War of the Worlds house show review from Dearborn, Michigan, the Dearborn Community Arts Center on Wednesday, May the 10th, 2017. That's when the event took place. This is my second year going to the Ring of Honor show in Dearborn. Third overall Ring of Honor event I've been to. First one I went to was in Kalamazoo. The reviews for both the Kalamazoo show and last year's show in Dearborn are both on this channel. And I will say, please excuse the voice. I'm still recovering from the show. It's about 1 o'clock as I made this. I just got back from the show, and it was an amazing show. Probably better than last year's show in Dearborn. It was that amazing night. There was no bad match on the card, no boring match. There was excitement in the air. The main event, second unit was probably the match of the night. There's some really good matches tonight on this show. Very fun action, great atmosphere. Like I said, excuse the voice. I'm going to hold out. Just bear with my voice. I knew I was going to lose it. And it was an amazing, fun night. And I took some great photos, which will be posted at the end of the video. Like always, when I make these live reviews of shows that I've been to. Today my adventures before the show, during, and after. So I went with my friend Will and my dad again. We went to the show. We got to the building around 6:25. And they're doing the autograph session. This year they had it a little differently. They had the autograph session in the lobby last year, but this year it was all inside the main hall. Before we went in there, I did like I did last year. There's like this parking dock, loading dock area where all superstars were hanging out. Last year, I walked by there and I saw like Kenny King. I think I took some photos of Kenny King, like eating and stuff. Brett Titus backstage in the parking, like in the back of the building. This year, I did that again. This time, I walked by and and I did get a photo of that. It was a very interesting exchange. I got to witness a little bit in the dock. It was mostly Machine Guns with Jay White and Rebellion. And also back there was Dalton Castle and Bobby Fish. They were wrestling each other tonight. And just to get out of the way, they were the first two matches on the main card. Because there was a dog match, a Women's of Honor match that began the show. So get in the building and I saw these guys in the pocket. They were like rehearsing the matches. They were like talking over the moves they were gonna do. You had, Machine Guns and Rebellion with Jay White all in the corner. Then you saw like Dalton and Bobby, and they get like maybe 1 or 2 shots of that. Like okay shots. But it was kind of a cool thing to see. They're like going through the match, like choreographing it, like just talking over about what they're gonna do that night. So that was kind of cool to witness that. So they walked in the building. They had the mush in the lobby this year, not in the main hall. And I finally got a Bullet Club shirt this year. I've been wanting to get a Bullet Club shirt from the show, but I haven't got the opportunity to do so. And I got a Young Bucks shirt, the new Young Bucks shirt that just came out. I like this because they had the headband and the streamers on the gun. But you got the Bullet Club Ignite, right there. And at the mush stand as well, Daniels was selling a comic book. And I had a sign. I'll show you all my signs accordingly. I had a Fallen Angel sign. And I had this shirt where I walked in with this shirt. And Daniels was trying to sell his shirts. I was in line for the Young Bucks shirt, and he was calling me out. He was like, last copy left to anyone wearing an Angel of S.H.I.E.L.D. shirt. He was trying to call me to buy the last comic book. Sorry, Daniels, I didn't get it. Somebody else with a Bootio shirt got it. And I think I like signed and stuff. So I didn't get any autographs again. They had, like I've said it on my last year's review, they had like an interesting policy. You got to pay per superstar. But I felt bad for Goto and Ghetto. No one was at the table. Long line for Cody, the only Bullet Club member doing the meet and greet. Young Bucks didn't do it. This is the only city that Young Bucks didn't do meet and greet. Stupid. And Tanahashi's line was long. Naito's line was long. Zanata and Bushi and all them guys had big, decent lines too. Marty Scurll had a big line too. This is a cool moment. I did this last year when I went to everybody that I had a sign for, I went to their table and showed them the sign. They pointed at me, like, I showed Daniel's the Fallen Angel sign I made for him. He's like, cool sign, like, that's me. And then I walked by all the LIJ guys. He liked my sign, but then I showed Marty my sign. Marty pointed at me. Then I was walking away. Everyone was like, Marty wants to see you. I'm like, okay. So Marty grabbed his phone. He took a picture of me and my sign, posted it on Twitter. So I'm on Marty Skull's Twitter. So that's kind of cool. I had a cool experience with Marty after the show, which I'll explain when I get to that. So he had all the people signing autographs, and it was a sellout yet again for second year in a row Dearborn for me for War of the Worlds, even with no Omega, obviously. Again, second year in a row that Omega skipped out of the entire tour besides Toronto yet again. Plus, no Okada this year. Kind of weird. Maybe they didn't want him injured before the big rematch with Omega coming up in a few weeks. So maybe that's why they only said Ghetto. And maybe visa issues too. Because I remember Yoshihashi and Liger were supposed to be at Supercard of Honor, but they had visa issues. So maybe that's why they're probably going to be Yoshihashi, but they bought Ghetto instead. So after a little pre-show experience with, having Marty take a picture of my sign up, it's on his Twitter page. So check it out. It's kind of cool. And he's a nice guy. Really cool guy. And it's kind of interesting. And a lot of people, there were a lot more signs this year. I was like the only guy with signs last year. This year, a lot more people bought signs. A lot more people. And I had a really good seat again. I was like, last year, I was like up against the entrance ramp, like really up against it. Like right where the guys came out. But I was like I was like in the same area again. But I was a few moves up from the stage. Like, I was closer to the ring this time. And I took some really good shots, as you see in my slideshow at the end of this video. So we will begin with the Women of Honor match. Very special dark match to begin like we did last year. Last year was Will Ferrell against Kamatachi. But this year, it was, I like to apologize to the lady that was wrestling, like colorful chick, Lexi or something. I forgot your name. I'm sorry. Taking in Kelly Klein, the undefeated Kelly Klein, the gatekeeper. No Whitmer. No Whitmer with her, because she's like a member of Whitmer's crew. Did Whitmer leave the company? I don't know what's up with him. I haven't seen a Women of Honor match in 2 years, because there was a Women of Honor match during the Kalamazoo show. There was none last year, so it was my first Women of Honor match. It's like a novelty. But it was an okay little match to get the crowd pumped up. Ian Riccaboni did double duty tonight. He's one of the commentators, but he also did ring announcing because Bobby Cruz didn't show up for whatever reason. I don't know, maybe he was sick. So, anyway, it's kind of interesting to see Ian do double duty. I wonder how his voice felt. Probably worse than mine. Anyway, Kelly Klein got the victory. It was an okay little match to get the crowd going up. Kelly Klein looked pretty good. That was my first time seeing Kelly Klein live. So, I don't watch much Women of Honor because it got Women of Honor Wednesdays, but I don't really watch those matches. So, but it was still okay little opener. So, then Kevin Kelly came out and Colt Cabana came out with a box of Little Caesars pizza. Little Caesars provided the Ring of Honor crew with a bunch of pizza. They treated it out, and Colt Cabana gave a few slices of pizza to the crowd. Not me. So then the main card would begin. Unlike last year, we had like a Bullet Club segment because Adam Cole joined. It was the night after Global Wars. Today, we were 2 days before the War of the Worlds pay-per-view. We were before the pay-per-view, not after like last year's card. And Bullet Club came out last year to begin the show with a talking segment. No talking segments tonight. It was all wrestling nonstop. And it began with the main card being Bobby Fish taking on Dalton Castle. And a very great opener, by the way, for the main card. Probably one of the best, like, real pure wrestling matches of the night. Last year, Bobby Fish was with his now former partner, Kyle O'Reilly, taking on Lethal and Naito. And then Dalton Castle was against Kushida last year. And this is a rematch from last year's Best in the World pay-per-view. And there was a lot of good comedy spots. In comedy wrestling, when it's not forced, it's good. we had the first big comedy spot with Bobby Fish and Dalton Castle abiding to the code of honor. And then they're like holding on to their hands like the longest time, and they were arguing about who was gonna let go first. It's like a little comedy spot. It was kind of funny. Paul Tudor got to get involved. And when they finally let go, it was a slow going match, but it got going pretty quickly. Nasty shots, taking from Bobby Fish, nasty kicks. Of course, going for submissions a couple times, a couple arm ball, knee ball attempts. And Dalton looked amazing yet again. Of course, the boys accompany him. Boys were fanning him a little bit, even trying to fan Bobby Fish. And Bobby Fish kind of taunted the boys a little bit. He was kind of playing the heel in the match. Because they're both technically baby faces. So Bobby was kind of playing the heel in his match against Dalton Castle the face, who was pretty over. Probably one of the best over guys of the entire show. But probably the best over was probably Bullet Club, Will Ospreay, and Marty. Some of those over guys. Like the biggest pops. So there's really good sequences. Dalton was trying to go for the bangway a couple times, but then like Bobby would counter it, and there was some stiff hits. And it was like a very, very long match, too, about like 20 minutes to begin the main show. It was really good. You know, great way to get the crowd going. It was my first Bobby Fish singles match I've seen him in, because last year I saw him tag teaming with Kyle O'Reilly now in Evolve. Who's going to be in Livonia? Can't go. I'm going to Columbus for walking the range. Then Bobby Fish was going for some, and then Dalton came out with a House of Fire with some big moves, big kicks, and he got to nail the bangarang. Like he counted something for Bobby, turned into a bangarang. Great sequence. 1, 2, 3. Dalton Castle gets the victory over Bobby Fish. And a very fun match, pitting the guy he took on for the Ring of Honor television champion last year, but like I said, Bobby Fish won that match, and Dalton won the rematch. These two will be in a showcase match with Kushida and Silas Young on the pay-per-view. Silas and Kushida will be fighting later on this card. But then after that very intriguing matchup to open up, we had another Ring of Honor against Ring of Honor match. We didn't get many of those Ring of Honor against Ring of Honor because we had a lot of Ring of Honor in Japan matches, like always against Njpw. We would see the hometown boys, the Multi Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, teaming up with their Search and Destroy buddy, Jay White, as they took on the Rebellions, Rat Titus, Caprice Coleman, and the big man, Shane Taylor. Motor City were over yet again tonight. My dad, who went with me, little dad, son bonding, he wore my Motor City Machine Gun shirt that I got last year at the show. Of course, last year, Motor City was an epic main event against the Bullet Club with the Briscoes and Adam Page, who turned out to join Bullet Club, replaced by Colt Cabana. So this year, we're doing this match. Rat Titus last year, he was with Kenny King, who's gone for what? I think he's doing Bachelor. That's what I read somewhere. He was with Kenny against Tanahashi and Michael Elgin, who just left Ring of Honor. He's still in New Japan. I did get to see Michael Elgin recently at XICW, the independent wrestling company. Saw a security guy there at the Ring of Honor show, and I got to meet Elgin. Nice guy. And he's doing well. So, right off the bat, once the Machine Guns and JY hit the ring, they got right at it. They brought off the get all 6 guys just blowing around the ring and just took it out to the outside and just brought around the outside for a little bit, nailing against the guardrail a little bit. I felt a little bit of the impact of some of the moves that guys were nailing against the barricade a couple times in the evening. So then after the initial exchange, the Rebellion took forward, isolating Jay White in the corner with some great triple teaming, and they got a lot of heat tonight. Rebellion's already hated to begin with, not people don't like them. But when you're taking on the Multi Machine Guns in Detroit, you're guaranteed to get more heat than usual. And they were bad-mouthing people and some nasty moves there. Shane Taylor almost got, I think he did get slammed one time. But I think Jay White slammed him. He tried to slam him one time, and then he weakened him enough to slam him. So Jay White got to slam Shane Taylor. Shane Taylor almost did like a splash on the top, even almost flew over the top at one point. I thought, oh shit. But we didn't see any of that. But then Jay White, after being isolated, he got the hot tag to Saban, and he and Shelley were doing a double teaming, the big kicks, flying all over. But Rebellion tried to spike back as well, especially with their big man, Shane Taylor. But then at the end of the day, Caprice Coleman, I think, got taken down with a triple team. And the 1-3 victory, forced Search and Destroy, continuing their war with Rebellion. Rebellion won a regular tag match in Toronto on Sunday. So I had a feeling that the Machine Guns were going to win this match. They kind of have like even, make it even. And Machine Guns, in my mind, I think they could not afford a second loss in a row in Dearborn. After losing last year, and Adam Page hanging Chris Sabin. So they had a better ending this year for Machine Guns, hometown boys. Got a better ending this year. Doing a lot of this. More city chants like crazy. Even with Bally were making fun of it. But at the end of the day, they learned that the Motor City is nothing to mess with the Machine Guns. And it was cool seeing Jay White live for the first time. He looked pretty good out there. He was being isolated. So, there you go. On with the next matchup. Our first Njpw versus Ring of Honor match of the evening. As we have the last real man of wrestling, Silas Young. I printed out a couple of these. Gave him a couple of people in my wall to hold up. And Silas came up to me, badmouthed me. He said, "You think you're a real man?" I'm like, he kind of badmouthed us, so it's kind of cool. Taking on Kushida. I made a Kushida sign last year. And Kushida, like, take a little picture with me. I wish I had a real photo of it. I didn't get a copy of it. But he saw my sign again. He recognized me. He's like, "Hey, you again." A lot of people pointed at my signs again. Like Kushida did, a few others. Last year's Silas Young was in a match with Bill City against ACH. And I miss ACH. He was cool. And Kushida last year, as I mentioned, was against Castle. So very interesting scenario. These two guys, as I mentioned, will be in a fatal four-way match at the pay-per-view. And they had a rematch from a singles match on last year's tour. And it was a decent match. You know, a fun match. Silas Young is the best I've seen him. You know, it's my first time seeing Silas in a singles match. I've seen him in tag matches in the last 2 years with Beale City, in Kalamazoo, and last year in Dearborn. He looked pretty good. He did have a botch here and there. He was doing like a springboard DDT thing. He did it twice. The first time he kind of botched the landing, but it was still, he recovered from it. And Kushida was focusing on the arm, trying to go for humbug lock a couple times, nailing it. And it looked like he was going to tap one time, but he didn't. You know, Silas got out of it, going for his big moves, like it's at the big board, and he looked pretty good in the ring against Kushida. When this match was signed, I thought it was intriguing because of the fact you got a big size and height difference with Silas Young being more muscular and more manly. And I think he spat a couple times. And the last bit was fine. There was some funny spots with spit, especially if you know. Despite Kushida's best efforts, the former IWGP Cruiserweight, well, the equivalent of a Cruiserweight title, junior heavyweight, couldn't get it done tonight, as he would be wasted with misery at the end of the day in the victory of Silas Young. I was stunned to see Silas win. You know, I was very interested to see. There were some interesting, shocking losses tonight. And this was the first of it. Silas Young beating Kushida. So I thought it was intriguing. For Silas, it was a big win for him. Well, Silas is on a roll. He beat Jay Lethal recently at a house show. And now he just defeated Kushida. So he's definitely on a roll. In momentum for a scheduled pay-per-view match in New York on Friday. Like I said, it will be against Kushida, against Bobby Fish, and Dalton Castle. Yeah, full quarter survivors match. So there you go. That's pay-per-view. But very fun, decent matchup between Silas and Kushida with a very interesting result, with Kushida losing. On to the next matchup, a dream team. As two of the best guys from each Ring of Honor New Japan, two of the most accomplished guys in both companies, teamed up for the very first time, as I know of. As for New Japan, we have 1/3 of the never open weight 6-man tag team title holders, unless they lost it recently, the Ace, Whoa, Roshi Tanahashi. I had a sign for him this year. I didn't have a sign for him last year, but this year I did. And I still didn't ever make a sign for Lethal. Sorry, Lethal. He was, of course, his tag team partner, the most accomplished Ring of Honor star, former Ring of Honor champion, and team champion at the same time. And they took on the reigning IWGP Tag Team Champions, War Machine. When an IWGP champion was in a match, referee Tiger from New Japan came out to do these matches. So, to maybe get wet shoes. But seeing Tiger was cool. It's interesting to see I think Ring of Honor officials like to have the biggest star of New Japan in a tag match against War Machine in Dearborn. Last year, Okada teamed up with Gato against War Machine. Now it's Tanahashi's turn to get War Machine. War Machine were 2 matches last year. They were against Kaz and Kazarian following the win over Gato and Okada. And of course, lose the tag team titles that night. We didn't have no title changes. Because we only had like a few title things. What can I spoil the rest? Who cares? Where was it? But we did a title change last year. But this year, we'll see what happens with that. But non-title, obviously. They don't put the IWGP titles on the line. But it was still cool to see this match happen. And seeing Oshi and Lethal together, they almost get the quick victory. Like, they went right off the bat, did the sling braid, went to the Lethal injection. It was like almost like that on Whoa. And I've seen War Machine a lot of times. It's my 3rd time seeing them. And they look pretty good tonight against Oshi and Lethal. It was a fun tag team affair. War Machine were kind of like, they were like playing the heels in the match. Tanahashi got a big cheer. Yet again, Lethal was over. People were bowing to him. And it was a very intriguing. There was some great sequences with, like, one time they were going for like a move and like hinted this big cartwheel. Stiff hits. That was like the theme. Like, yeah, stiff hits the entire evening. Stiff elbow, especially for War Machine. They were stiff as hell. There was this joint Tanahashi throw. Lethal came over his big moves, the Lethal combination, the Lethal injection attempt. One of the best sequences was Tanahashi did a sling braid. I think it was Wall, if I'm not mistaken. Then Lethal did the Hail to the King elbow, and then a high five flow from Tanahashi. That didn't put War Machine away. That double team finish. I was like, wow, I thought that was it. And it did work pretty well together. They worked pretty well together. Did Tanahashi and Lethal. I think they should team more often when New Japan and Ring of Honor come together. But at the end of the day, despite the pedigree of Lethal and Tanahashi, they would indeed end up losing to the reigning IWGP Tag Team Champions, being the War Machine. They did like a double team finish. I think it was on Lethal. It was like the Rebellion move or whatever. Forgot the name of the double team finish. And the 1-2-3 victory for War Machine. Very interesting to see. Not just interesting to see War Machine win, but also seeing Jay Lethal lose for the 3rd time. I've never seen Jay Lethal win. When I saw him in Kalamazoo, he lost the TV title to Roderick Strong. Last year, here in Naito, also Red Dragon. And this year, he and Tanahashi loses the War Machine. Can I ever see Lethal win a match on a show I go to? But it was still cool to see him there. Shook his hand after he left. And Tanahashi saw my sign as he was walking out. He saw it earlier. He was on the top rope as he entered, pointed at my sign. And as he was walking out, he did see my sign again. He said, nice to me. Nice to my sign. So, that was a cool little exchange. Next up, last match before our intermission. And the first of our 3 title matches. For the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team titles, we would have Los Ingobernables, the members, Bushi, Evil, indeed. Get the kind joke I love here. And Sonata taking on the Briscoes in Bully Red. I did not make a made-up sign this year for the Briscoes. This is my first time seeing the rest of LIJ in person, with the exception of Takahashi, Hiromu. The ticking time bomb wasn't there. And it's my third time seeing Briscoes. Last year, they had an epic main event. And this year, they were bullied. In the 6-man tag became a no DQ match. At the Bully Ray walked out with a table, which you'll see in the photos that I took. There's some good ones in there. Bully Ray's like, I know I can't officially make this, but I'm making this a no DQ match. And he's bought from the get-go, bought over the ring. Jay bought a chair in there. It was cool that he and I think Sonata did like a chair exchange, or was it Evil? They did like a little chair duel. That was a cool little spot there. But Eva looked good in this match. Sonata looked good a couple times. Bushi looked pretty good. Despite doing one point in the match, he accidentally green misted both Sonata and Evil. He was like trying to aim for the Briscoes, and then he ducked, and then his partners got the green mist instead. And they even did the "What's up?" So I think it was Bushi. Then what's up? Then they brought out a table, and they did like a bubble bomb through at the table. I gotta look at my photos again and see who took it, because I did take a picture of when they were setting up the table spot, but I don't think I actually got the table spot itself. But I did see a picture of them setting up the spot. And who took that table spot? It was Bushi. Bushi took the table spot. And Briscoes and Bully retain their 6-man tag team titles as we prepare for the pay-per-view against Roppongi Vice and Goto. So then after the match, they took pieces of the table and actually gave the pieces away to a couple fans in the crowd. Even bringing one girl up to the ring to grab a piece. Her name was Leah. And they gave a few more pieces of the crowd. I wish I would have got a piece, but somebody else did. So, but it was cool. Way to end the first half with a very fun 6-man tag team title defense of the Briscoes and Bully. This is a match a lot of people thought was going to be the pay-per-view. When LIJ was announced for the event, everyone thought it was going to be a pay-per-view match, but it's going to be Goto and Roppongi challenging for the 6-man titles in the pay-per-view. So then we had an intermission. We would continue the show with after like, I think it was like 20-minute intermission, with the leader of Los Cinco Bernabas, Steve Japón, Tetsuya Naito, as he took on Punishment Martinez, free of Kevin Sullivan and BJ Whitmer. This is my first time seeing Punishment Martinez live. Second year seeing Naito live. Like I mentioned, he teamed up with Lethal last year against Dragon and Dearborn. This year is in singles action. When this match was first signed, I was very anxious because Punishment Martinez is very young and very he's new to Ring of Honor. He's been there about a year since last year's top prospects, and he looked really good in there. I knew it was going to be a big test for him against such an accomplished star like Naito. And they had a few little exchanges, a lot of spit. Like Naito was disrespectful as you. That's why Naito's so fucking badass. Spat a lot at Martinez. He flipped him off to begin the match. I didn't get like a shot at it. Little blurry, but it was Naito flipping the bird to Martinez, who would change later on. And Martinez looked pretty good. He held his own against Naito. He held his own despite the mind games of Naito messing with the referee, with Tiger. Like I said, he refereed all the matches involving an IWGP champion, even though they were non-title. And then Naito did always great spots. He did like the running around and did like the little laid out. I did get a shot of that. I didn't zoom in enough on it when he did late. I did like that spot. And Naito was over. One of the other over guys. And a great showing. Yeah, Martinez had him on the rocks a couple times. Despite Naito's efforts trying to go for Destino a couple times. Gloria. Martinez held his own. You know, some nasty moves, some nasty drops. But then, a great sequence in the Destino would get the victory. But then Sir Naito, and like I said, great showing from Martinez. Probably the best I've seen him in the ring. I know it's my first time seeing him live, but he looked really good in there against Naito. Some people, overheard some people saying it sucked. I don't think it did. It was a decent match for what it was. You know, like I said, it was not a dud. Like, there was no big duds. Unless you got call main event. It's the closest thing to a dud, almost, because crowd was almost dead, so headed towards the real main event. But good to see Punishment look good out there. But at the end of the day, it was Naito who got the victory. And it's kind of interesting. Naito was walking by me at the end. He saw my sign. He actually smiled at me as he saw my sign. So it was kind of cool. And I got a fist pump from Naito again this year. He fist pumped me last year after I saw him a sign with his name on it. This year, with his whole group there, I had a sign dedicated to the entire group. As you saw my sign. Now on to probably the second best match of the night. I think my favorites were like Bobby Fish and Dalton was pretty good. And this match was pretty good. The Instant Reward Proving Ground match involving the television champion, Marty Scurll, the villain, as he took on, in this match, Gordo's friend from Chaos and Okada's mentor, Ghetto, Cheeseburger, his partner with Waller, Bill City Bruiser, and Kazarian. But right before the match kicked off, we had an unexpected entrant. A surprise entrant. Last minute, Vinny Marcellia, member of the Kingdom. I saw him on Twitter, like doing an intermission. I was flipping on Twitter. I saw Vinny. I was like, is he going to be involved in something besides maybe accompanying Taven for his match against Daniels later? But he came out, and apparently he was still selling the Green Mist because he and Taven took on Bushi and Naito in Toronto. And Bushi sprayed Green Mist at Vinny, and Vinny hadn't taken it off yet. So it did take like one shot of Vinny's face, and the Green Mist was still in his face. So, but how in the hell can he sell Green Mist for 3 days? 3 days he sold the Green Mist. But it's kind of weird. So he entered himself into this match. And it's a very fun match. Everybody looked good in this match. Of course, villain was way over. Like I said, one was over, guys. What's the villain? There was a kid that dressed up like Marty. He was on a Twitter too, besides my sign. And it was a couple rows from me was this kid. That dressed up like, he had the jacket, the fur jacket, the umbrella. And a lot of people doing the, and of course doing the dance. Every time he does the bird, I always think of Morris Day the Time. Squawk! Hallelujah! Well, get that reference, I applaud you. Whoa. And every guy looked good. Even, who would have thought Cheeseburger would look good? There was a spot where all the guys were doing like a multi-man suplex, and at one point, Ghetto and Marty were like a team. Ghetto was like, tag team! That was kind of funny. And they were like doing a multi-man suplex. I think it was like, everybody but Bill City Bruiser. I think it was like Will Fawala, Marcellia, they were on the rope. And I think Ghetto and Marty was going to slam them all. And then Cheeseburger slammed all 4 guys from the top rope. That was amazing to see Cheeseburger do that. Cheeseburger, big Cheeseburger champ. He's like a comedy guy. Everybody loves him. Like, who doesn't? Like, you may hate him. Some may hate him, but who cannot hate Cheeseburger? For all of it pretty well in the match, Kaz looked incredible. He did like a bunch of DDTs to people, saying, you son of a bitch! It was kind of funny with that. But then, as the match kept going, like Ghetto did okay in the match. Bill City Bruiser did okay with some big splashes here and there. It was like a fast-paced match, leading to, of all people, to get the instant TV title match. Cheeseburger would get the pin, I think it was on Bill City, to get the instant TV title match. Now, we were discussing this intermission. I was in line for a drink. And a couple guys for this instant reward match, a lot of people didn't get the rules. There was like, does Marty have to get pinned to get someone to get a title match? Or anyone can just pin anybody? to get a title match? Well, it was basically anybody, any pin combination would get you a title match. As long as Marty did not get the winning fall in the first half, then we would get a TV title match. And Cheeseburger did not pin Marty. Because people were like, does Marty have to get pinned to get a title match and ruin his undefeated streak? But thankfully, just anyone can pin anybody into the title match. And of all the guys, I didn't think Cheeseburger would win and get the instant title match. I thought it was going to be Kaz. I know he just faced him at Supercard of Honor, but he was a more legitimate contender than anybody else. And, but despite Cheeseburger's best effort, did a showtime a couple times during the match, and of course in the singles match too, Marty would of course break the fingers of Cheeseburger. He also did break the fingers, I think it was for all during the main match. And of course, despite Cheeseburger's best efforts, he was of course left prey to the chicken ring in the victory for Marty Scurll, retaining his Ring of Honor Television Championship. The first half of the match, the Proving Ground match, the 7-man match was really good. Very fast-paced match. Everybody looked good in the match. Even Cheeseburger, like I said. And it was cool to see him get a title match, though, even though he would end up losing. But it was still a great opportunity for him. Got applauded at the end, though. Great effort from the young man. But Marty gets the victory. He would be taking on Matt Sydal in New York. But he may return because I'm hearing Matt Sydal is a full-time TNA guy, from what I've heard. It's my first time seeing Marty live. He was one of the guys I was hoping to see, and he was amazing. That's because I met him and everything after the show, and he liked my sign. That's because of that. Just because he's a great guy. He's a great worker. He's a great heel. You know, he's cheered. And he got cheered, like I said. A lot of people doing hoo-hoo during the evening. So, very fun affair. And I haven't seen Cheeseburger in 2 years because last year he sold an injury. The night before at Global Wars, he got attacked by Kaz and Daniels after they lost to Cheeseburger and Thunder Liger in a post-match attack. So Cheeseburger wasn't there last year. I saw him in Kalamazoo. I saw Will for like all 3 years. In Kalamazoo, Dearborn last year in the dog match against Kamatachi, aka Hiromu Takahashi from LIJ, and this year. And it was my first time seeing Bill City in a non-tag. First time seeing Vinny Marcelli live. Too bad I couldn't see TKO Ryan. Hope he gets better with his shins after that nasty bump he took in Vegas. And first time seeing Kaz in a multi-man match that wasn't a tag. So she tagged with Daniels the last 2 years. And speaking of the Ring of Honor World Champion of the world, we would go on to our next match, which was initially advertised as the main event, but it turned out it was the co-main event, as the Fallen Angel, Almighty Christopher Daniels, would be defending his title against Matt Taven. When I heard Matt Taven's music, I was like, oh my god, the title match ain't the main event, which in the end was the right move. If this was the main event, it would have been a weird way to end the show. Especially the weird main event was amazing. It was going to be a palate cleanser match between Taven and Daniels, with Taven trying to be the first ever Ring of Honor Grand Slam champion. Even a 6-man champion, a tag champion, TV champion, wanting the Ring of Honor World Champion to be the first Grand Slam champion. It's the first time seeing both these guys in singles matches. And first time seeing Matt Taven in 2 years. Because he got injured in December of 2015 after I saw him in October of 2015 in Kalamazoo defeat Daniels and Kazarian with a little help from the KLD mask guy, which ended up being Alex Shelley doing that whole storyline with that. So, it was a decent match. Vinny Marcelli was at ringside. I forgot to mention, there was a funny spot during the Proving Ground match. Vinny wore this like Freddy Krueger mask, and during one point, Marty took the umbrella, smacked Marty, and Marty smacked Vinny on the head, and a part of his mask fell off. That was a funny little spot. That was a funny spot for this match. But he was still hanging around despite losing the match before for an opportunity to challenge Marty for an instant TV title match. But he was in the corner of Taven, and he got a little bit involved. Taven took advantage of several distractions from his partner with some super kicks to Daniels. And Daniels tried to come back strong with some big moves, attempted to be a man. And even David tried doing Angels wins a couple times. But then moving towards the match, which was, like I said, decent. It was a power cleanser. It was kind of a slow burn of a match. Kaz came out with Vinny's involvement to even the odds. Took Vinny out of the equation, basically chasing him, literally kicking his ass. That was kind of funny. There was a spot where Daniels kicked David and said, "I'm kicking your ass." Literally. So Kaz literally kicked Vinny's ass back to the back to make it even one-on-one again. And with this Crony gone, the Melvin, a lot of Melvin chants for Taven, who was hated. He was probably one of the most hated guys of the night. Like, most heat. Bobby Martinez, Rebellion, and Matt Taven, Vinny Marcel got a lot of heat. There was no BJ Whitmer to get a lot of heat. Styles got some heat too. Styles did commentary a little bit during the first half. Well, he had just did ring announcing. He was kicked out of commentary for a bit by Styles during the first half. But, like I said, with Marcelia gone, he had no backup to leave him prone to the BME best movesaw ever. And the 1, 2, 3 victory as Daniels would retain the Ring of Honor World Champion, and he will be in a triple threat match with Jay Lethal and Cody in the main event of War of the Worlds, the pay-per-view. It's interesting that the pay-per-view is called War of the Worlds this year instead of being Global Wars. So, intriguing. On to, for the second year in a row, the best match of the night. For damn sure. The main event, an epic 8-man tag. You're going to have Chaos, represented by the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, with Unky Vice. I've been wanting to see these guys live for a long time. Got to finally see Rocky Romero and Trent Beretta in action. And there's a cool shot when they were walking out. Rocky had his eyes straight on me with his fists. It was a fast-paced shot. I was holding my sign at the same time I was taking the photo. He was eyeing me with my sign. Another guy made up a Punky Vice sign too. And of course, they'll be joined by the Never Open Weight Champion, Hiroki Goto, and the Aerial Assassin, Will Ospreay. Another over guy. Because people loved him. They were chanting during the match, Ospreay, 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 Ospreay. As Chaos will be taking on the Bullet Club, represented by the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions of the world, Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, Hangman Page, and the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. I'll say it, Rhodes. This match exceeded my expectations. When this match was, it was probably one of the first signed to Dearborn, besides David and Bennett. David and Daniels was signed first, but then this match was signed second. When this match was signed, I was like, this is going to be an amazing 8-man tag. And it lived up to the expectations. Too many fucking spots. I knew it would be a spot fest. It was more like a spot fuck. It was just insane. Everybody looked amazing. Everyone did their big moves. Michael Mayo did the never-ending forearms. We did have a mini super kick party. But it was too many spots to mention. Ospreay was probably one of those over guys and got a lot of great spots in. One of my favorite spots was when Hangman Page had one of the guys up for the rite of passage, And Matt had another guy up for the Indy Ticker, and Nick came up the top and did both. That was an amazing spot, doing both Indy Ticker and rite of passage, like double. So that was a great spot. And Osprey did a double Hokawana, reverse Hokawana, and he was just flying. Trent looked at me. It was too much to me. There was so much action. They brought on the outside a lot. And it was just spectacular. It was just amazing. And I knew it. Like I said, this match was signed. I was like, this is going to be a spot fest. We have a match involving Roppongi Vice and Will Ospreay in one corner. In the other corner, you have Cody and the Young Bucks. Expect some fireworks to fly. Cody and Ospreay had a great exchange. They had a one-on-one match in Toronto. They had a great exchange. Great sequence there. Cody was wearing these trunks, promoting Season 5 of Arrow, which he's on. So it's kind of interesting. Little product placement. A little cheap plug for him. For his TV match. TV show he was on. And the crowd was hot. I'm glad we had Daniels and Njpw being a palate cleanser. Because by the time this match was on, the show started at 7:20 with the first match. Show properly started at 7:30. Like the main card started at 7:30. By the time the main event came on, it was 11 o'clock. And we were kind of dead. And I'm glad David and Daniels was a good palate cleanser. And we were all hyped for the main event. And it got when we only This Is Awesome chants. We didn't do a This Is Wrestling chant during the Proving Ground match. But we didn't do This Is Awesome until the main event. And it was fucking awesome. Because there was so many high spots. It was fast-paced, exciting, and a very interesting result. Chaos won. Will Ospreay got the victory for the team with a little help from Roppongi Vice. I think it was either Ospreay or Romero who got the pin. But it was very intriguing, very surprising, especially it was a much different ending than last year. Last year, Bullet Club won their 10-man tag and just super kicked everybody. And that's when Adam Page would join the Bullet Club that night, hang Chris Sabin, and basically pick up the destruction that they picked off from the night before at Global Wars. The GOD were there last year. They weren't there this year. Guerrillas of Destiny, Tama Loa, Tamatonga, and Tongalea, or Woa, opening those names right. We didn't get to see them this year. But they were there last year, and it was like destruction to end the show. It was a full chaos. It was little chaos to end the show last year. But this year, it was the faction named Chaos reigning supreme in a match against Bullet Club. Momentum is on the side of Chaos heading towards matches on the pay-per-view. Roppongi and Goto, momentum on the side, challenging the 6-man title holders, Briscoes and Bully Ray. And Will Ospreay takes on Jay White, momentum for him. But it's interesting that Cody Rhodes and Jay Lethal have no momentum. They both lost tonight. Now a lot of momentum heading towards the triple threat with Daniels Friday on the pay-per-view in New York City, who, like I said, retained over Matt Taven. And Roppongi loved my sign. It was kind of cool. It was kind of a weird finish, like the end of the night. Like, after they won, like, Roppongi, I took a couple of big photos of the ring a couple times. They were, like, celebrating the ring. And I was trying to show my Roppongi Vice sign. I accidentally, I'm sorry, Rocky, accidentally held up my Too Sweet sign. I didn't realize it. He pointed at me. He was like, wrong sign, dude. I was like, oh, sorry. And I put the Roppongi sign. I was like, yeah. So, sorry, Rocky. So, in the middle of the ring, I accidentally put my Too Sweet sign. The guy didn't wear an Adam Cole sign shirt to Marty with the whole Being the Elite storyline. No Adam Cole. On the Being the Elite, Young Bucks said Adam was on the whole tour, unlike Omega. If Adam's on the whole tour, why wasn't he in Toronto? And why wasn't he in Dearborn? He's only in New York against Tanahashi. So, Young Bucks are liars. And I did get like an interesting shot of Young Bucks and Cody and Hangman just meddling, wallowing in their losses, carrying each other to the back. A couple shots of that. That was kind of cool. That's really good shots, as you'll see. So then, we're Punky Vice, just hung out with the fans a little bit after the show. And Rocky loved my sign, like Trent Barrett loved my sign, like a lot of people love my sign. So it's kind of cool. Got to touch a lot because I was really close. You see from the pictures I'm going to show after this video. So then, I did like I did last year. I waited outside the parking dock, the loading dock, to see people walk out. And I did get pictures of some of the guys walking out, like all the New Japan contingent walked out at the same time. Because I stayed around for the post-show report, so because some of the other guys probably already left before I came outside to wait for the other guys that hadn't left yet. Because I saw, and I did take a few pictures of all like the Western New Japan guys that came out, and they had like these vans. Last year they had like a big bus last year that took people. And I had like one moment of that with like the big bus, and Dalton Castle came on the bus and closed all the blinds. That was kind of cool. But this year they had like 2 vans. And like all the New Japan guys came out at the same time, like all of LIJ, Tanahashi, Goto, Gato, all the guys came out. And the boys, interesting, the breaking kayfabe, the boys don't travel with Dalton. Hey, most of she girls don't travel with each other. Because I saw that last year, Chris Sabin came out separately. And he drove, like, people rode cars, like people drove themselves. But then other people took tailored cars and vans. With Wall came out and he drove one of the vans. So it was interesting to see all those SEA guys come out at the same time. And I did take a picture of some of them walking out. Jay Lethal walked out, caught a picture of him. Like those shots were okay. Let's tell you what they are. Because you're going to see in the end, like what all these photos of these guys walking out. And that's what they are. Like Jay Lethal walked out. Bobby Fish walked out. So I took a picture of him walking out. Kevin Kelly, Ian Mimani, Colt Cabana, and then Marty Scurll started walking out. And a couple guys came out before Marty, a couple people. There was a couple fans with me waiting, and people did ask them for a picture or autograph or something like Nepo. I did ask Marty. He took a picture of me and my sign, but it was my turn to take a picture of me and my sign with Marty. And I think it's the last photo in the slide shows me taking a picture with my sign and Marty Scurll. Nice guy. So that was the end of my night with New Japan Ring of Honor. Last year, they announced the next stop. They announced the next show in Dearborn. They didn't announce the next show this time. So I don't know when they're coming back in Dearborn. I hope to see them again on a regular Ring of Honor show without Njpw. It doesn't matter. I want to see them again at all. And I've only made a little promise to myself that if the World Awards tour does happen again with with New Japan doing their own shows in America, their own headlining shows in LA, if they still do the World Awards tour with Ring of Honor, or if New Japan starts doing more of their own shows in America and they skip Dearborn, but they're in Toronto, I'm going to Toronto. Because I want to see Omega live, damn it! That's the only chance I get to see Omega live. It's the same in Canada, damn it. Because his visa's fucked up. Yet he's being advertised for the G1 Plus show in LA. We'll see if he'll actually make it to LA. If he makes it to LA, I'd be like, fuck. Bullshit. But, anyway, even without Omega, no Okada, it was still a fun show party. Like I said, better than last year. Main event was awesome. Really good action. Please get the VOD. They didn't shoot it for TV, but they shot it for video on demand and eventual DVD release. So I advise people, get the VOD, get the DVD of the show if you weren't there, or if you're gonna be like me, who want to relive the show, I'm getting a DVD. Last year I got the VOD for last year's show, and I had to rebuy the DVD. Actually, I'm buying the DVD. They had a discount for all the past WOTW shows, so I got last year's show on DVD because the VOD ran out. So now I'm going to get the DVD of last year's show. I'm going to wait for the DVD release of this show and get it. Because it was that good of a show. And it was my friend Will's first time seeing Ring of Honor at all. let alone a Ring of Honor live show, and it was amazing. And he loved it. I loved it. It was just an enjoyable evening, proving they are the best wrestling on the planet. I didn't even got to see one of the guys, like one of the president, like one of the owners. I think his name was Sulkin. I forgot his. Yeah, Kerry Silkin. I got to chat with him a little bit after the show. I got to say, like, good show. You were amazing again. And this is my third time saying Ring of Honor, and it won't be my last. As long as I keep coming back to Dearborn, as long as it's not on a weekend when I'm DJing, if they stick to weekdays, I'll be happy. Because all the other times they're here, they're on weekends. So I'm happy they were here on a weekday. So with that in mind, you've all been attacked by the review from Zach. And now, here come all the photos to the show. So enjoy that. See you next time, my friends. And I shall leave you with a too sweet and a farewell to you. Bye-bye. Enjoy the photos.